That's not great. It's got a leak somewhere. Really? This just fell out. So whoever had this thing installed, I don't even know how they made it stay up there. Oh look, there it is. There's the one bolt. That's what they did. Look at that. All right, whoever just sold this guy this car, you suck. Hello there, viewers. Good day to you guys. Welcome back to the channel. Glad you guys are here. I am super glad to be here as always. Today, we're going to be working on this 2007 Kia. I believe it's an Optima.
I am Optimus Prime.
I finally figured out a good use for AI. She has 105,021 miles on the odometer, and this is kind of like a special car. Whoa, definitely special. Kind of a special circumstance with this car, so I want to make sure I do a really good job. This car means a lot to the fellow that owns it. And it's not what you think. This is not a sentimental vehicle. It's not something that's like an heirloom vehicle. It's nothing special. It's just a regular old Kia. But what this Kia represents is what's extremely important. You see, beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and the representation of this Kia is very special to the owner because it represents a new lease on life. It represents freedom. What I mean by that is the owner is finally able to drive again after a couple of years. He had an issue where he could not see well enough to drive a car, and his mobility was remarkably hampered by such things. However, the good news is through some surgical intervention, I hope I'm not saying too much, getting sued for HIPAA violations, but due to some surgical interventions, the man was able to see again. And because of that, he's able to drive a car again. And so he went out and bought himself a car, and he got himself this 07 Kia. So we're gonna inspect this Kia, we're gonna see if everything is okay on it, and we're gonna get this guy back the freedom that he has been longing to have restored for a very, very large amount of time. So I'm super happy to work on this car today for this guy. We're just going to go through it, we're going to inspect it, we're going to check it out, and we're going to see if it needs any work because I want to make sure that my guy here has a safe and reliable vehicle so he can get himself around town. So stay tuned because this right here is going to be a very good Kia Optima video. So what we're going to do here is take this thing out on a quick test drive around the block, do some sightseeing. While we're out there, we're gonna feel how this thing runs and drives and shifts and maneuvers and handles and all that good stuff. Right off the bat, I do feel some vibration. Let me try to illustrate this. I got my microphone right here. I hope it picks up. Yeah, there's quite a bit of vibration in this vehicle. There's no visual indicators, but I feel it in my foot, I feel it in my derriere, feel it in the seat, feel it in the steering wheel. I suspect it's got some bad motor mounts, so we'll check on that here shortly. Let's go ahead and back this unit on out and hit the ROAD. Yeah, that vibration's all over the place. Ding, 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 seatbelt time. Okay. Yeah, more vibrations. The vibes are coming through the plastic in the dash. It definitely feels like motor mount to me. Ooh, high-pitched whine while accelerating. Did you hear that? Eee. I hope you guys can hear that. Yeah, it's got a high-pitched whine while driving. As soon as I come off the accelerator, the whine goes away. I'm afraid for a transmission noise. It's got a tire pressure light on. It also seems to have an airbag light on. And the windshield washer reservoir fluid warning level indicator light is also on. Okay. And none of that seems to take priority. That sound that I'm hearing is a little bit scary. Let's get some speed going here. A little shaky on acceleration. Yeah, this thing sounds like Badoosie. No offense to your Kia, man, but that sounds scary. Yeah, only on the throttle. I wonder if it does it while we're not moving. Ooh, the water treatment plant stinks today. Let's power brake it some. No, it only does it while in motion. It feels kind of janky. I feel like the hood's open too. I want to go back to the shop. I want to go back to the shop. We're gonna take a look at this. I don't want to drive too much. It just feels not good. I know that's not a technical term, but I don't like what's going on here. I feel like something's becoming damaged. Yeah, let's get out of here as quickly as possible. I mean, if it's broke, it's broke. They drove it here. It wasn't towed in or anything, but yeah. As soon as we get on the throttle, I hear it. It has transmission problems. Not good. Not that great. So when I get back to the shop, I do intend to do a motor mount check because, wow, that got loud. I intend to do a motor mount check. Then we're probably going to rack this up and look in the air. And I think we will enlist the assistance of the wife unit. She's going to come and drive this while it's elevated and in hover mode. And then we can go down below and try to listen and identify the source of this whiny, high-pitched noise thing going on. Oh. I saw a bunch of cops fly by in front of me with lights and sirens going by. Something happened. There was like 3 of them. Ruh-roh. Anyway, yeah, we're gonna go get the wife unit to help me out. We're gonna go down below, get the drivetrain moving while the thing's in the air, and hopefully, fingers crossed, the noise will present itself without any road loads on it. All right. Back at Ray's Auto Clinic at 808 19th Avenue West in Bradenton. Shameless self-promotion. Right, back it up. There we go. Okay, let's get ourselves centered up here, looking good. Parking the auto. That used to be broken. It's an Amazon part. I can feel it. I feel the Chinesium in the plastic. Okay, let's see what we've got under the bonnet over here of our Kia Optima. It's an optimized Kia. Oh yeah, a little shaky right there. I think it's a motor mount situation. What are we working with here? 2.7? I think it's a 2.7. How about a 2.4 liter? There we go, 2.4 liter. Alrighty. Die-hard battery. Terminals look good. Yeah, we definitely got some shaky business going on here. Let's pull this cover off, take a look at it. I need a screw gun and a 10 millimeters. Where are my 10s? They're all gone. You guys know the rule. There's a 10. Wow, first try. How about that? It's my only 10 millimeter left. There on the tool holder. There's our little 4-banger. Yeah, she's kind of shaky. A little dirty in here. Bunch of fluid everywhere over there. Looks like power steering. It's overfilled. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and shut this thing down real quick. So we may complete our visualized inspections. Powering down. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to set up the lift. Get this thing slightly off the ground. We'll do an underhood inspection, check the filters and things like that. And then once the underhood is complete, we'll raise it up. Fire it up, go get the wife unit out of the office, get her to hop in and throw this in gear and help us check motor mounts and things of that nature. All right. Get rid of these guys under the pinch welds. Very good. One more out back. There we go. To the green subscribe button. You see, unlike the traditional YouTube subscribe button, Mine is green and has no triangle. Begin subscribing now, please. Moving on up. We have contact. Off the ground, very good. Let's give it the don't fall over kind of shake while it's up in the air. The right and left, up and down, very stable. All the way up. All right, let's install some underhood illumination. Engaging lightsaber mode, surface of the sun activated. There we go. All right, always start from the beginning. Let's check the engine air filter element, which is pretty good shape. It's not new, it's not spent, it's not an issue. While we're here, brake fluid's horrendous, you see that? I guarantee it's got some copper and some moisture content. The fact that it's reflective is not the greatest. If I have a test strip. Okay, let's see what we got going on in here. Test strips. These are chemical test strips. And when dipped in the coolant and or the brake fluid, there's 2 strips in one. Dip that guy in the brake fluid, it should give us a copper content test result here. Let's see, brake fluid's on that side. Give it a dip. Wait for the color change. So if we start turning purple, we know we have corrosive environment in the brake fluid and that it has copper. Okay, approximately 38 seconds later, and we have a failed brake fluid contamination test according to our test strip. If the colorblind folks won't get this one, but yeah, we're looking at 300 parts per million plus on this, which is a failed result. Now, unfortunately, I cannot test for moisture content right here. And I'm of the opinion that moisture content in your brake fluid is more severe than the corrosive level or copper content of the brake fluid. And here's my logic, okay? So your brakes produce friction. That's how we slow down, right? Well, friction is heat. And so when you're braking, calipers are squeezing on your rotors, your pads are providing the friction, that's where the heat's generated. There are no words. This is your AI revolution. This. Now, that caliper also contains some of the brake fluid because it's a closed hydraulic system. Following so far? So when your pads get hot and your rotors get hot, your calipers are going to get hot. When your calipers get hot, your brake fluid's going to get hot. And if you have moisture in your brake fluid, like water will boil at 212 degrees on the Fahrenheit scale, 100 degrees on the centigrade scale, Celsius, I believe, 100 degrees, right? Sure. So at boiling point, what happens is that moisture turns into a gas. Well, why do we use hydraulic systems on car brakes instead of pneumatic systems? Because they're responsive and there's no compression in the hydraulics. So when you push your brake pedal and it applies pressure at the master cylinder, the fluid cannot compress, so that same amount of fluid pressure is translated directly into your brake calipers through the hoses in the hydraulic system, and that's where you get your squeeze from. So if you get that system too hot and a bunch of air forms inside of that closed system, when you go to apply your brakes, the first thing that has to happen is the pressure that's produced by the master cylinder has to compress all of those gases, and then the pressure is able to act on the calipers. But by the time all that happens, you already ran into something. So you will experience what's called a brake fade event. That actually happens from 2 things. Fade occurs from actual heat on the pads, because the hotter they get, the less friction they can produce. And fade also can come from moisture developing and boiling out into a gas within the system. So you have two modes of failure when you have poor brake fluid. This is the thing that nobody ever really considers. And it doesn't really matter. You know, driving around town, putting here and there, going down to the grocery store, hitting a garage sale down the road, sure, you're probably fine with bad brake fluid. It doesn't matter until that moment that it actually matters. Like when you're coming out of a tunnel through the mountains in Appalachia and you're on a 7% downhill for the next 18 miles and you've been riding the brakes the whole time, dumping heat into them, that's where it matters. And you won't notice anything until all of a sudden you go to give it some pedal and it doesn't really do anything. And then you give it some more pedal and it doesn't really do anything. And once you've lost your brakes, they're gone. They won't return until that system cools back off. And you don't have time to cool it back off while you're barreling down a mountain at 90 miles an hour, do you? So be careful, change your brake fluid. And that's even more important if you're towing a trailer with some heavy loads or things of that nature. So now that I have gotten off that soapbox real quick, let's do a motor mount check. I say we hop up into the office there and fetch the wife unit and get her to drive this hovermobile. All right, let's go locate the assistant of the day. Hello, darling.
Hello.
I require assistance from you. Can you two be helping me?
Oh yes.
I need you to drive this hovercraft mobile over here.
Hovercraft mobile?
Yeah, I got a hovercraft. Come on out. Yeah, it's a Kia. Can you do the motor mount checking thing for us? It's super vibrating and I feel like it's got a broken motor mount. So I need
drive it?
No, well
On the lift?
in the air, yeah. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna hop in. I guess I'm gonna show you guys how to do a motor mount check too. So you're gonna hop in and you're gonna start the engine and you're gonna put your left foot on the brake and then you're going to put it in gear and drive like forward, and then you're gonna give it some throttle while applying the brake, because we don't want the wheels to go anywhere, we want the engine to torque up, okay? So I can see the motor mounts to see if they're broken. So in drive, you're gonna give it some throttle, kind of like a burnout, except you're floating. Does that make sense?
I don't know, I've never done a burnout before. I never understood how that works.
I will teach you. Just hop in and do the thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna drive off the lift.
No, you're not gonna drive off the lift. Yeah, hop in there, hop on in, start the engine, foot on the brake, don't trip, climb over, there you go. Keys on the seat,
Yes,
I left it right there. Don't hit your head. Watch out for the airbag.
All right.
Use your turn signals, adjust your mirrors. Don't adjust your tilt wheel while driving the car. Did you know that? You're not supposed to adjust your tilt on your steering wheel while driving.
Why?
Because, all right, so once upon a time before we had the buttons and the little electronicals, there was a lever. And you release the lever and it would just make the steering wheel kind of flop around. Well, people were doing that while driving, and if your wheel's up and you're holding it, then you release it and you want to move it down, but you're still holding it, then technically you would have to turn. So you can make it remarkably unstable by releasing the locking lever on the column. We have since gotten past that with electronic integrations of microchips and things of that nature, but you're not supposed to adjust your steering wheel while driving the car. Anyway, will you start the engine now?
Yes.
Soapbox over with, again, I'm stepping down.
What do I do now?
You're gonna left foot on the brake
Left foot on the brake.
and put it in drive. That's the D, there you go. And then give it a little bit of throttle. Yep, while your foot's on the brake, yep. Wheels don't move, engine tries to move. Give it throttle. All right, let off. Give it some more, go a little more aggressive with it, please. There you go. Let off, back on. Let off, back on. Let off, back on. Let off. They're all a little broken, kind of. Will you do the same thing and put it in reverse? Yep. All right, back on. Let off. We're looking at that mount way down there. Let's see if I can't get you guys down there so you can see. Going in the hole. Ow, that was hot. That was hot air conditioning. I don't know if I can't get us down there. I'm gonna burn myself. Throttle. Let off. That one's not great in the front. I wanna look from the bottom, so you stay there. We're going to go uppage. Moving on up. flashlight in your face.
Ow.
Hey, ma'am, you been drinking today?
Drinking what?
Alcoholic beverages, anything to drink today? Step out of the car. Step out of the car for me. She was a good kid.
Only coffee and water.
Only coffee and water?
Coffee and water.
Gotcha, very good.
Maybe tea. Yeah, I like tea. What else do I like?
I don't know. Water. Water and tea.
Bubbly water.
Bubblies. Sparkling flavored waters.
Italian sparkling.
She's bougie. She's so...
Hey, it's cheaper than a lot of different waters.
It is.
I buy discount. I buy bulk.
From Costco. Yeah, we roll up to Costco with trailers. It's awesome. Gotta stock the house. I learned that from wintertime snowdrift preparations, and then when I came to Florida, I kept the same habit during hurricane season. So I love disaster season. So anyway, how's the weather up there?
I got air conditioning.
You got air con- Oh, good, okay. Well, give me some throttle. Wait, hang on. What?
I'm still in reverse.
That's okay. Go ahead. Ugh. Let off. Oh man. There it is. Throttle. Let off. Go into drive. Throttle. Yeah, these are all junk. See that mount? Let off. Throttle again. Let off. Yeah, all these mounts they're not like super torn, but they're very flexing. Control arms torn. The bushing for the control arm. This one, how's this one looking? That one's torn. Oh, there's that mount. Give me some throttle again. Yeah, let off. All these mounts are junk. Okay, so the mounts are junk. I found a CV axle leaking. All right, Laura, next, we're listening for a humming noise. I want you to try to drive the car, see if you can get the wheels going, let it shift. You should feel it kind of a little bit when it shifts. And then after it shifts, give it a little bit of brake to simulate road resistance. So you're gonna brake and throttle like you're driving. So basically you're driving while holding the brake down. Do that for a little while. You're gonna hear a high-pitched noise start to be created. I'm looking for the noise, source of the noise words.
You want me to keep my foot on the brake?
Yeah, resistance. So start driving. Not hard on the brake. Don't stand on it. Pretend you're driving. You want to make the car think it's driving. So begin driving now. There you go. Did you hear that high-pitched noise? There you go. I want you to make that noise. All right, hang on. Microphone. Slow down. Speed up. All right, yeah, I'm afraid of that. This noise is in the transmission. No brakes, just rev it up some. Drive it at 45 miles per hour. Yeah, that high-pitched noise is in the trans. His wheel's bent. You see it wobbling? This wheel's bent. You see it wobbling? Man. AC water's leaking. I've got some smoke. Smoke coming out of somewhere. Oil leak off the exhaust manifold, maybe. Yeah, that axle's junk. Jiffy Lube was here. Well, that's nice. This brand new AC compressor is like short cycling. See that? That's not great. It's got a leak somewhere. Really? This just fell out. So whoever had this thing installed, I don't even know how they made it stay up there. Oh look, there it is. There's the one bolt. That's what they did. Look at that. All right, whoever just sold this guy this car, you suck. I'm saying right now. Oh man, I don't want to deliver bad news. Okay, all right. I've seen enough. Miss Lauren, push the brake, please. Slowly. Apply brakes. Put it in park, please. I'm now going to release you. Coming down. You ready? All the way down. You may shut it off also. Thank you, darling.
So whoever sold him what?
This car. This guy just bought this car and it's not great. That's what. Ah, the plot thickens. Look, it's a junkyard engine. It's got writing all over it. That's a junkyard internal parts labeling. Yeah, so someone put an engine in this thing once. The cylinder head looks nice and shiny. Maybe they changed the valve cover gasket before it got sold. Yeah, there's witness marks on the bolts for the coils. Okay. Yeah, new AC compressor down there. They put the old belt back on it. Very nice. All right, so what do we need here? We need 1, 2, 3 motor mounts. We couldn't see the one for the transmission back here, but it would need 4 mounts, and it needs a transmission. Oh, that fluid's cooked. Yeah, it stinks, something fierce. I think we have a transmission pump whine. That's what that noise sounds like. So there's a pump problem in there. I do not do inside transmission repairs. I'll service them externally. I'll do fluids, I'll do filters, I'll do seals and things like that, but I will not do any internal rebuilding of transmissions. It's just not my wheelhouse. But unfortunately, this transmission needs to come out of this Kia, and then it needs to be rebuilt and then returned back to the Kia. Now, the problem with any type of repair like that on a car like this is it's not worth it. It is just not worth the money. I mean, this is an econo box. So here's where this car stands. This is one of those situations where you should just drive it until it stops driving anymore and not spend any money on it. And if you do, spend the cheapest amount possible on the thing, because it's got a fatal flaw that basically should require the car be junked and scrapped and smashed and turned into Bud Light cans. But since our guy just bought this and he just wants to drive around, I'm not going to press the issue. I will let him know that, you know, hey, you've got an inside problem, and eventually this transmission is going to fail, because it is failing right now. But there's really not an economical remedy for the situation. So what do we got going on here? We have some bent wheels. We have some tires that kind of need to be replaced. These tires are at 1/32 of an inch, and I'm being very generous with that. So we have a safety concern here. Back tire looks great. Yeah, slight safety concern with the tires, especially in the front. So we need 2 of those guys. Probably needs an oil change at least. No, that's got clean oil in there. That looks pretty good. Yep, that's typical of a just bought this car. They do an oil change on it. But it needs 4 engine mounts. It needs a CV axle. It needs transmission work. And need to figure out why this power steering fluid is everywhere. I'm assuming it was overfilled and spilt. Pump may have some slight leaks, but nothing crazy. And there's some type of issue with the AC. Oh, that's on there. Dang. Okay. Let's get some pliers to take the cap back off. I bet you that the cap's leaking, or the valve is leaking, because they always do. And our last AC guy just slammed that cap on there. Let's listen for some psst noises. You hear it? Got a leaker. How about this bottom one? 2 leakers. Good job, buy here, pay here car lot. Gravity. Ah, there it is. Yeah, good job on not doing a good job. That way I can show everybody on the internet the way not to do things. Alrighty, so I've gone inside and made my guy an estimate, and Lauren is giving him a ring right now. And we're delivering the bad news first. And the bad news first is the transmission needs to come out and it needs internal work. Like I said, I believe the pump in there is what's making the noise. I let him know about all the other stuff that I saw on this thing, and we're pretty much waiting on like an approval or a decline. Now, I said I'm really not interested in doing thousands of dollars worth of work on this car because of what it is and its age and what we have to work with here. I don't want to nickel and dime this guy to death on this thing because it's just not worth the money. That being said, I don't want to tell him to throw it away because he just got it and he's super happy that he's got himself a car. So I think the best course of action here is to tolerate that, realize it's a ticking time bomb, maybe put some tires on it so we can still drive it, and then plan for the next vehicle and maybe send this one off to the crusher. Ooh, Lauren's here. What's up, girlie?
Hey, I just got off the phone.
How'd it go?
He's good. He's gonna just pick it up, and he said thank you so much
All right,
for the diad.
That's good.
Yes.
I think that's good. I think he should ride it till he dies.
Yeah, he said instead of spending all that money on this one, he might as well just get a different one.
Yeah,
a
well,
newer one or...
since he's not doing any work here, I'm stealing some car parts for our compensation. All right, so I've decided that this is now mine and he's not getting it back. So I'm stealing this guy's little splash shield thing. There, that's mine now.
Doesn't he need that?
No, it's mine now. It's mine. This is only here so the manufacturers can hide all the oil leaks anyway. That's the only reason that it's actually here. So they're hiding the oil leaks. That's actually true. Cummins has a diaper on the bottom of their diesels. They have a huge diaper down there. It's this big foam thick pad thing. And it's there designed to capture all of the rear main seal oil that drips out of it. That you'll never notice because it's sitting inside of that giant thick diaper pad on the bottom of it. Cummins guys.
A lot of manufacturers do that.
Yep, yeah, they put diapers on the bottom of their car. All right, guys, well, looks like I'm gonna drive myself into bankruptcy by not maliciously selling people transmissions, but that's fine because I'm gonna sleep at night. So I've got my consolation prize over here. They're not getting that back because it's broken and junk and it's eventually just gonna break off and fly around and scrape the ground. So we don't need that thing anymore. So that being said, I have nothing more to offer you on this particular video. All repairs have been declined at this time. We're rolling this one out and I'm moving on to the next one. So that being said, thank you guys for watching this video. Let me know what you think about my decision-making process with this this here particular vehicle and the owner and his experience. I'd like to hear from you in the comment section down below. As always, thank you guys for watching one more time. See you in the next one. Have a great day in a transmission, literally.